Well, do you want to know how to really change your life in 2019? I was just on Instagram and I was doing Instagram stories and just talking about how I think that it's super important to make a resolution that actually changes who you are existing in the world, changes who you are as a mother or a friend or a daughter or a brother or whoever you want to exist as in the world, and makes you a better version of yourself. Well, first off, let me talk about why I even went on that rant on my Instagram stories yesterday. Because I keep seeing people do like what I used to do and be like, I'm doing a Whole30, or I'm doing this diet, or I'm doing that diet, which I've done all the diets. All the diets are great. They serve a purpose. But are they truly gonna change who you are as a human being and your long-term happiness in the world? No, not unless you're like a professional athlete or like extremely, extremely overweight and it's affecting your everyday life. I don't think in the end of the day, in 50 years, it's gonna matter if you were 10 pounds lighter in 2019. I think that healthy changes and stuff like that are wonderful, but saying the change that I'm gonna make in 2019 is to remove sugar, sometimes that can really change people's lives, but sometimes I think it can only scratch the surface. Because you only dealing with this. Big things like taking sugar out or caffeine out can also affect your insides, but all of that to be said, I just want to encourage anyone watching my content to really try and dig deep and figure out what that resolution is that's truly gonna change your life, that's really gonna make your life better in 2019. And this type of stuff is the harder stuff. Cutting out sugar is hard, yeah, and stuff like that. But mending an old relationship, or getting off your phone and spending time with your children, or having a hard conversation, or going to couples therapy with your husband, those things are very hard. But those things are the things that are really and truly gonna change your life in so much greater of a way. New Year's and this season obviously like really resonates with me because I'm all about living a more fulfilled life and changing your life. And in this season, everybody else is supercharged to do that too. So I feel like everybody's talking the same language. But that's why I just want to come on here and just alter the language a little bit, or at least language that I'm putting out there. Because I want, in the end of the day, for your lives to matter. And I want at the end of the day for you to feel joy. And as a person who has weighed 50 pounds less than I do right now, that has finished a Whole30, that has like gained and lost weight like it was literally my professional job. Yes, I feel better whenever I lose weight, but does it make a long-term lasting effect on my life always? No, but in conjunction with other things, yes it does. Like Weight Watchers is a wonderful diet for me because I can live my life and experience joy and still go to a restaurant or still eat the same meal as my family and not feel like if I fell off the wagon I have to start over again. I want to encourage people to truly take a step back in these first few days of January and say, what is that thing that is living in the back of my mind or the back of my soul that I haven't dealt with, that I keep pushing under the rug, that I keep thinking about, and it keeps making me kind of sick to my stomach? What is that thing, and what's a step that I can take toward that, and see if you can make a resolution around that. As a person who has been through a lot in my life and therapy, I stopped drinking. I've made so many like really deep choices in my life. And my Lord, the life that I'm living now is totally amazing. I have never been happier or like more appalled by my life. Like I have so many, I hate when people say pinch me moments, but I don't know what else to call them. Just those moments in your life where you're like, oh my gosh. And why I keep on talking about that and like beating a dead horse about it on my channel is because a lot of people tuned in later. A lot of people tuned in like with the house and like with the marriage and the sweet precious baby. But that was the life that I created by changing habits and by digging deep and by digging out the mess of the things under the rug of my life and dealing with those hard things and getting out of bed earlier in the morning and not watching Netflix marathons and like wasting time on the weekends, and being intentional with like relationships and conversations that need to be had like between my spouse and I, just like all of those things that can truly transform your life. So some of my resolutions this year, yes, I'm going to do Weight Watchers again because I feel better at a lesser weight, but also that is a very small part of the changes that I'm making in 2019. I like it because it keeps me in check and it keeps me from like binging and overeating and stuff like that. So it's like a mental thing for me too. And the side effect is always like I look better and I feel better. But the real changes that I'm making in 2019 are I am decluttering my life, my spaces, my closet. We do not need all of these things. All of these things that we like just bring into our lives without even being like, do I need this 75th ink pen? Do you know how stressed I get when I open a drawer and there are 75 ink pens, blue ink pens? Who uses a blue ink pen? I don't know what kind of insane person uses a blue ink pen even. I would not touch a blue ink pen, and I have 65 in my top drawer, like that I'm looking in to get a pair of scissors every day. That is one thing that I'm doing, is decluttering my life. Another thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and follow through with the things that I say that I'm gonna do. Procrastination and follow through sometimes are challenges for me, being a creative and having so many exciting things like come in from all different directions. I get distracted. That is another thing that I want to work on in 2019. Also, being present. I really started working on this at the end of 2018, but I love the feature on your phone that shows screen time. I really try and stay off my phone. Even though that's a huge part of like what I do is in this business of influencing and blogging and YouTubing, whatever you want to call it. It's a challenge, but that one was a pretty easy one for me, actually. Also, like launching a bomb podcast where I talk about all things living fully, life fulfilling, the things that matter in your existence on earth as a human being. That is just gonna, that I feel like that's my life's work. I truly believe that that is the content that I can put out there that really matters. Like fashion and beauty and things like that, that in this space it's easy to promote things like that, and it's easy to talk about things like that. Who doesn't love like dressing up and putting on makeup? And I'm like, okay, I'm good at putting on makeup, so like it's great, it's fun to talk about that. But that is just, everybody's talking about that. And I have so much more of a story and a part of me and my own personal journey. And what is amazing is in this space, your viewers teach you the things about you that they want to hear. They teach you to be the YouTuber, the blogger, or whatever that you are. And over and over and over, this is the content that is requested. Over and over and over, this is the content that you're posting about. Over and over and over, this is the stuff that you're like taking some little nugget out of a YouTube video that like I said that I didn't even realize I said, and making an Instagram square out of it. This is the stuff. And this is the stuff that matters in the end of the day. And I am so excited to share more of that in 2019. So this was just like a random little vid to come in here and do tonight. I was like, I'm not even gonna put my hair in or like do my makeup or anything or clean up my house, because it's about the message in the end of the day. And I want everybody watching this video to feel fulfilled in their life and in their one life on earth. And I just know from experience and from a person who had this amazing life, and then I literally went into a period of despair where everything was wrong and off, and I was like literally numbing every single emotion, and it couldn't have been any like deeper despair. And now I'm living the life of like a literal dream life, because I made choices and changes to create it. I'm coming to you from a place of experience and a person that has done that. And that's why this is so important. to share with everyone and to encourage everyone to dig all that mess out of those closets in 2019. And I will help you. #live fully.